This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. In terms of the price, 43,700. Yes, we are at a critical threshold level. That 40, guys, in terms of the overall thresholds that we're looking at, that 44,000 is a critical level to beat. Let's talk about some of the patterns in play. We'll go through the details. We'll talk about a momentum review. In terms of Tesla, I have to tell you guys, in terms of it, I'm almost just off the wagon. I hate to say fair weather friend, etc. Do I think the pattern's going to make sense? Sure. New York Open, great. Go see your broker for advice on any specific equities. You guys know that. But taking a look at it, I don't even like the rumblings around that Kathy of ARK Invest has now purchased additional shares. If anything could have turned me off any more from Tesla right now, I don't know what it would have been. But trying to follow in the footsteps of a trade with Kathy of ARK Investments, I'm going to pass on that. I just am. It's almost as bad, honestly, with the track record this year of following in the footsteps of Morgan Stanley's price target. That's just it. They've both not really engendered a great degree of guys just wherewithal amongst the top traders, that being this group specifically. So, kid gloves, throw around some splash cash on anything, but front and center need not be the news maker of Kathy Woods with ARK Investment to direct us or excite us about another move on anything, period. Guys, that's the end of the ball game on that. Just bottom line. The pattern on Tesla is the New York Open. We like the volatility, but what are we focused on? We're focused on Bitcoin. Doesn't belong to anybody. It's hard to influence, and it's just something that we really enjoy trading the specific volatility on. So I got to tell you guys, there's cast of characters between, call it an Optimus trade, speculative if you would want to. Maybe the Optimus robot at Tesla could also replace Kathy of ARK Investments, potentially to the extent that the trade on Tesla would be a speculative move and that they could produce not only a robot to replace their own CEO, but also potentially of Kathy. Again, I start to become interested in the fundamentals yet again on Tesla. Could they replace a problem like Kathy? Potentially. What they couldn't replace was a real difficult breakout fake out yesterday. Again, it just took traders money. Is this okay? Are we at a technical on Tesla confirmation? Do we like the breakout? We haven't liked it thus far. Gets a pop on a Kathy Woods. Hey, we bought some. You should buy too from ARK Investment. I just don't like the timing. Don't like the company. A lot about it that I don't like. In terms of it, it's been slow. It's been sideways. If it's going to accelerate, great. Fantastic. Don't take our time up Tesla or anything else, even on our screen, while we're trying to look at Bitcoin and crypto, which is moving. Right? Bitcoin is that accelerated phenomenon that we have been appreciating, guys, since that 200 weekly moving average crossover. Look at that, the weekly moving average. This is the tempo for us. I'll just tell you guys, that 62% in about 60 to 70 days. That's a nice accelerated continual move there that we've really appreciated. We want to keep this momentum going, whereas the other was just struggling to get some action. If you want to call it a speculative trade, go for it on Tesla or anything else. We don't want to lose focus completely on equities, as when we bring them over, guys, they can mean a lot for our Bitcoin trades, but nothing trades like Bitcoin. It just doesn't. For us, and for anybody who can trade it, there's just not much that can really trade like it. So I want to re-encourage you this morning amidst a bit of tongue-in-cheek in terms of some fake outs, takeouts on whatever other specific, let's say non-Bitcoin charts we may look at. The bottom line is the fourth quarter is guys coming to a close. It's been a great fourth quarter so far. Remember the rules of the game: tight stop losses. Hey, I stopped out 5 times yesterday. Cool. How'd that 6th trade go? That's it, guys. Tight enough to where I stopped out 5 times. Cool. How'd that 6th trade go? I stopped out like 7 times. Cool. How'd that 8th trade go? And I stopped out. Yeah, you're going to catch the trade if you work on the precision. I want to reinforce that and reinstill those dynamics with you as we are trading big time in the fourth quarter and having a lot of success. We're excited about 2024. It's going to be better. Listen up. It's going to be better than 2023. Mark my words. I know this. In terms of the details, we had the specific, and I've danced around talking a little bit in terms of the patterns, at least dance around these patterns. looking at the framework in play, the question is, were we a bit, and you guys know in that 4 hourly, there we go. This is the big question in play. You guys seen it, you've seen it in the back. You know that we had a bit of a tight constricted pennant here, formation. The fact that we have this level across the bottom on Bitcoin, this 4 hourly specifically. Hey guys, I won't talk about Tesla anymore. Rock it and roll it to the upside, grab it on some momentum, have some fun. Go tell your broker, hey, look what we did. You know, that's fine. Bragging rights, if for bragging rights alone, you have to trade it, go for it. No big deal. In terms of the move here, the fact that this bottom line expression on Bitcoin, bam, has a certain angle to it, is inviting the traders currently to look at this $44,000 marker as a potential catch for a return to the lower areas to fill out a bit more of a properly structured bull pennant. Now, this has some big implications as we look at the volatility. Why? As we talked about yesterday, and this is a big ticket item here, in terms of the specifics and these really nice, let me go ahead, I want to change this just a little bit so you can really see what I'm drawing here. These specific really nice, okay, moves in the consolidated feature that generate returns. Bam, 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 bam. We'll take it, guys. We will take that. We'll even take this to the extent we'd be happy to take it up and out. We're going to take it, guys, in the direction that it goes is the bottom line. It's not speculation if you're going to take it in whichever direction it goes. As it goes, period. We're going to trade it. Looking at the specifics here, be prepared for the fact that this would be a great move, wouldn't it? Yeah, it'd be a great move in the markets. We've seen this on a lot of those side altcoins that we've looked at. I think Solana's got a chart that's really, really similar to this right now. In the context of this type of a play, that's scenario number 3. Let's say scenario number 1 would be up and out. Let's say scenario 2 would be a bit of a return, right? And then maybe an up and out. Give us a cupature and a handle, okay? That's scenario 2. Let's say scenario 3 would be some sort of an extension of this specific pattern framework in terms of the symmetrical triangulation, additional consolidation for trading. Let's say that's scenario 3. Let's call that then scenario 4 would be a symmetrical triangulation fallout into what we like to see is a bull flag from a symmetrical triangulation, and boom, we are gone and off up to the races. So before we get into too much of a lockstep in terms of expectation, we don't have to decide. You guys understand this. In terms of this, we don't have an expiration on our trades. We don't have to predict a price by X date or else our contract is, is invalidated, right? We can trade it by the day. We're on perpetuals. That's a big benefit, okay? We don't have an expiration. We can trade this thing at leverage. And we just want to shout out to everyone who makes these trades possible on any of the exchanges. Looks like there's a lot of development in this space. Even Crypto.com, which I'm not a big fan of, but they've even gotten into and regulatorily approved, etc. They've gotten into what is this, guys? Derivatives for crypto derivatives on their own. It looks like, and that's nice. And in addition to the CME micro Bitcoin futures, etc., which those micro Bitcoin futures, they're just not well documented. If the whole purpose is, listen up, if the whole purpose is to protect the consumers, I got to tell you, I've looked at the CME websites, I've reviewed it thoroughly, I'm extremely competent, me personally, and I'm going to say that, it's on the record and I can back it up with test data. I'm extremely proficient and competent at digesting specific things from a standpoint of intelligence, communications, etc. I'm not blown away nor impressed with the materials on CME micro Bitcoin futures. To be flat out honest, after a full in-depth analysis, I'm not impressed. So if that's the direction that things are being shifted into, I just want to let you guys know I've dug into it. I'm not impressed with CME micro Bitcoin futures with their own materials. I've looked at some additional as the space is developing. I've looked at some additional approved, signed, sealed, delivered, officially registered, thumbs up from a U.S. government, let's say Bitnomial. Bitnomial would be something else we would look at and consider in it, let's say, as an alternative to a micro Bitcoin futures. I've looked at the dev partners for Bitnomial, and to be honest, outside of the realm of critique, wherein all I would want to do today is to show up and rain on a parade for Kathy at ARK Investments, show up and rain on a parade for CME Bitcoin futures, and rain on a parade for Bitnomial. I'm just going to tell you, if something looks solid, it looks solid. If something doesn't look solid, And if it fails the litmus test for us, I'm going to be on the record, at least with you guys, in terms of saying I've looked at this, I don't like it. Maybe they can rehatch a bit of the presentation, a bit more of the details in terms of how it's accommodating to be a part of something. But for instance, on Bitnomial, which gets to wear on its sleeve the upper crust level of distinction that they have, Bitnomial looks like it looks like a joke. If you look at their development partners, I don't want to see a development partner that has an NFT digitized profile picture on their website or otherwise. I really don't. You know, that's not what I'm into. I'm not into an NFT digitized development partner with a sanctioned, I mean, guys, after the FTX fallout, I want clarity. I want to know who I'm dealing with. I want to know who we can talk to at an exchange. I want to know how they're going to reinforce our interest if there is a loss. I want to know what type of product that we're trading in it to be clear and transparent. And that's all we ask. To the extent that that's fully available in the market on anything that is thumbs up, A-OK, i.e. micro Bitcoin futures, survey says no. Okay, to the extent that it's fully up and running with some partner like Bitnomial, look at their dev partners. You guys do the assessment. Why do they have the thumbs up green light? It just doesn't look good. We're in the space and involved enough in terms of trading and the technicals. We have to make those calls. And I want you guys to know I've spent time on micro Bitcoin futures in terms of the assessment. I've spent time in terms of, and as a precursor, let's just draw this up in terms of the precursor into a ETF with BlackRock, okay, or whomever. If it's, you know, I just got to say, guys, if Kathy's right in line with BlackRock, God help us all, is the bottom line. If Kathy with ARK Investments is in line with BlackRock, God help us all. Why do I say that? Is it like, oh, I've got a problem? I'm chauvinistic, or I certainly not. I nearly revere women and their place in the world. Honest engine, you guys know that. The issue is when I hear her get up and talk on CNBC or Bloomberg, I can't find a specific situation where she doesn't flat out embarrass herself in terms of her ability to maintain decorum, and I mean some degree of is there any power element? Is there any kind of a cogent thought framework that should be a front runner in an industry? It just does not say that to me anytime I've ever heard her say anything, guys. So in terms of the framework, what's the good thing? We got Bitcoin. Hey, we've got Bitcoin. What does Bitcoin do? Bitcoin has a way of seeing through all these characters, doesn't it? It has a way of getting through all of the management issues. Even me as a participant. It is steadfast. It is somewhat true. The exchange that we trade on is the longest standing crypto exchange. Are you going to find a reason to hate that? I mean, it's the longest standing crypto exchange. They actually have an insurance policy that we've seen go into effect if someone were to lose money due to a poor operation on a trade. Like, I just have to call things like I see them. And in terms of the development of the industry, as we look at Bitcoin just traversing down just a bit in terms of the 44,000, I don't want to forget what's on the screen, but you guys can see technically what we're looking at. Just a little bit of encouragement, okay? I don't know, guys. I want to encourage you in terms of the fourth quarter, maybe rile you up a little bit, right? We do have this issue with Tesla dancing around a bit more. What are we on, 44K? We're going to be long over, right? We are. We're going to be long over. What are we going to be? Under. I think you guys get the ticket, right? We need to clear 44K. So we're going to trade this whichever way this comes down the pipe. You guys know that. We had a nice move yesterday from the 44 down to the specific 43.5, didn't we? Yesterday had a nice little move to that mid-level hitch, about the 43.250 to be exact. So we talked about recently, we discussed the 1, 2, 3 at your specified levels, haven't we? We've talked about the triple trade kind of approach to the extent that you're able to execute that. And guys, I didn't show up to rain on the parade. In fact, I did what? I showed up to actually motivate you in the fourth quarter. I just did, And I'm giving you a little bit of energy just in terms of some things that are hot on the map for whatever reason. But we woke up this morning to Kathy Woods with a Tesla issue. Okay, great. We woke up and that kind of brings into context the ETF argument. I just want to assure you guys in the background, it's not just a bunch of fodder. It's not just what I can think of. You guys think we're trying to sell seats in VIP? You honestly think we're trying to sell seats in VIP? No, we're trading. That's the bottom line. We don't need to sell seats. We don't need the 10,000 people to show up so we can broadcast our opinions. What we need is a solid reinforced framework in terms of what we're generating. And that's going to be the inspiration to me. If I show up and I don't like casted characters, if I don't like a financial product, if I don't like an asset, whatever it is, it's incumbent on me to step up. And as I'm encouraging you guys that we finish out the fourth quarter strong, yeah, let's do this. We're going to finish out the fourth quarter strong. Bitcoin moves. What are we going to do? We're going to catch it. Boom. Who caught this short? We caught that short. That was just nice, wasn't it? Look at that, guys. That was beautiful. Beautiful short to catch. Boom. Up to 8%. Beautiful, guys. That was doing nothing but what? Hammering to the upside. Who was unpopular at that moment? That would be me. Yours truly. Fact, you guys know why. Because the entire time I'm sitting there telling you guys while we're doing nothing but literally carving to the upside, saying, look, hey guys, we're going to pick a level, and boom, we picked it, we nailed it. So what I'm going to do is the following, is I'm encouraging you that fourth quarter is not over, while I'm bringing in some just natural round out the end of the year, along with some of the current events and players. I'm going to build into myself, guys, and into this equation more of, and we are, as we build. Shout out to Venus. Pleasure to be building with you in 2023 and beyond. We are going to build in, I am going to build in a step it up attitude, okay? It's not all negative, guys, in terms of my impression of anyone and everyone. It's not like I have an impossible, a senseless impossible level or standard that has to be met in terms of a level of professional guys, decorum or performance. Not at all. I just want people to show up. I want them to show up in a way that is something that, and if they're going to show up with a product that we can respect from a retail or an institutional standpoint, from the point of the amount of work that's going into it from a governmental, guys, there's a lot of governmental time spent on this. I happen to know some people in the government, here and there, wherever, from the years over. I just say I want it to really be something that is a treasure to be a part of, just an honor, let's say an honor to be a part of it, and somewhat of a treasure just to say, yeah, we've got this or we've got that, and something to really hold on to. So my encouragement to myself is that's going to be part of my commitment as I head into 2024 is to step things up, step them up to the point where we're really going to be part of a solution here, whatever it is. Not that the other solutions I would hope wouldn't be literally forced down our throat, given some of the incredible inadequacies, but as we look at being a solution-driven and self-oriented, instigated group that has a lot of talent, we have a lot of talent, and that, guys, starts with you, and I'll just say ends with you. You are completely just wonderfully talented. So to the extent, though, that I can encourage myself by looking at some of the, I don't want to say events, casts, characters, etc., that are involved in and around, let's hope that we see some of the transitioning that we hope to see in terms of ETF, along with some of the players. I'm on the record too with you guys. As we look at 44, short, yes, paid, yes. We went through scenario 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys got that. So we're kind of talking around this. Do be careful. If your move tomorrow depends on anybody but you be careful. Okay, you be careful. Anybody other than your TA know-how, New York Institute of Finance, and your what, guys, and your specific Volkowski, our trade, guys, tactics, etc. Be careful. Be careful. All of a sudden, Kathy Woods is on the record and has bought however many tens of millions of however much of when and how. And that's going to be a catalyst and a driver. I just re-encourage you guys, look like you know what you're doing. And as I make complaints on, this is just a great driver for us in the midst of our development work, etc. As I make complaints on a product that may exist with anything from Bitnomial, guys, to the micro Bitcoin futures, etc. And it's not, I just say, to the extent that there are opinions, to the extent that you're trading any of those products, and to the extent that you have a different experience with those products, I would love you to contact me and help me see the other side of the equation, okay? In the meantime, we're going to be working on developing our own literal, our own contributions to the traders in this space. And it's going to be in line with automated, let's say some automated targets that we can generate up with some actual specific figures for you guys to look at. If you were to look into maybe some automated functions with some momentum calls out so that you can assess a momentum more specifically. Something to where you don't have to go between time frames and you can tell, hey, we're right on the hourly simple moving average, on the 20 moving average. Fantastic, after we just crossed under that 30 moving average. Okay, as we look at the, I don't want to call them products, but the ways that we interact with the market, I expect it to be tier one. I really want it to be tier one. And I don't know, Tesla kind of did it to me this morning, because nothing in the world could have just put me in a worse mood other than the fact that Kathy Woods of ARK Investment is here to save the day. Like, hold on, no, the day just got much worse. So, and God love her, God bless her. I hope everything goes well on the next opportunity for her to reinforce some degree of proficiency, right, to the world, as she speaks to the world on Bloomberg or on CNBC. I hope that she can get it right next time. And if you guys want to watch some of her old videos, it's just not, that's no one in the space that I want to emulate. It's just not. There's not the degree of professionalism, decorum, and it's just not that. We're not following her trades, bottom line. We're just not following her trades or her logic. Be careful is the bottom line of what you're letting into the framework of what you've got going on. Particularly to say that you've got an additional, and guys, I'm encouraging this, is that you're making your own calls in the market. You've got your strategy and tactics down. I know our tactics work, period. So be very careful in terms of that filter. Enforce that filter that you have, right? I'd love to know some of your own opinions, okay? That's just it. We do not get political. It's the one thing we don't do. We really try and not be political. If you're opinionated, it's fantastic. I want to hear it. If you guys have got any kind of something to throw up in the general room that deals with anything. And, you know, we've been looking at ETFs. You guys know we have some rules. Just I want to hear it from Bloomberg, or I want to hear it from CNBC. I want to hear it from Reuters. I don't want any other kind of trash or opinions out there on the shelf, right? So to the extent that 2024 could represent some sort of a real advancement in crypto, we're looking forward to it. We really, really are. But it needs to be with the kind of products and experience that is going to further drive our involvement in it. And I want you guys, at the end of all this, it is because I want you to be successful. I want us to be successful. I want us to have products and access to the products that are literally, beyond question, the most successful products with the most successful teams behind them that are just going to drive additional levels of success. Why else would we be involved in all of this, right? So that's where I am focused, where we are focused in 2024, is bringing that additional level of professionalism, decorum, in terms of the technical layouts, in terms of the things that we're really, guys, that we're just going to be known for. It is a higher standard. I'm going to hold myself to it. We have been holding ourselves to it in terms of the dev work that we've done. It's been phenomenal. If we can branch out into some additional frameworks there, it's a high calling, because we kind of throw the heat out early in terms of maybe our assessment of the state of things, but it may be the right kind of equation, because we can clearly see, most can clearly see, that there are some major problems in terms of levels of interaction, and there's some problems out there. So we hope, and I'll just say this, there's no problem with Bitcoin. This I suppose has been happening, I mean, since the days of Luna, since the days of FTX. Do you think it's just started? Since the days of GOX, guys, since literally Bitcoin has been around, we've had reasons to complain, haven't we? What's the one thing that we don't need to complain about Bitcoin? It's the bottom line. When she slows down, we can complain a bit, but to the extent that we had a bit of a trap situation up and over 44K this morning, down and under 44K thereafter. I'm gonna say this. Let's be the best we can be at everything that we're trying to be and become, right? Let's make 2024 awesome. Let's finish out the fourth quarter like we mean it, and don't go searching off in the wild west in terms of of guys, your input to your equation of success. It ends with you. That's it. This is your trade group because you're in it. It's my trade group because I'm in it. This is VIP. This is it, guys. So I couldn't be more thrilled about our success in 2023. I couldn't be more literally confident about our levels of success. We're going to continue to. Yes, we're going to continue to have through the residual of this year and through 2024. Guys, I'm just so confident of what we can accomplish. And let those critiques just be a self-driver, guys, in terms of what I expect of myself as we plow in through 2023 and 2024. We got it, guys. It's going to be good. It's nice to like the asset and the technicals, isn't it? We got that going with Bitcoin. We got a lot going for us. Let's dig into the details throughout the day. This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader. We'll take a quick peek over at New York. It looks like the Kathy Ark investment news that breached or broke or not has not driven Tesla up in through what was it yesterday? Fool me once, shame on me, shame on you, shame on everybody, guys, on fooling me twice, 3, 4 times. You had a level of technical conformance, but good gosh, why not focus on Bitcoin? Why not trade Bitcoin? How's Solana doing? Solana's been doing okay. You guys been just checking it out. Is there a need to trade Solana? I don't know. Don't get too wilded up with the jackpot mentality. What's the next jackpot to roll to the upside? It's really easy to take advantage of traders who are doing that. You can imagine sitting behind the scenes in a crypto exchange. It's really easy, guys. Even at a big platform, a bigger platform, institutional, it's really easy to take advantage of traders who are just fly by night, showing up for the party. Oh, man, the party's over. Yeah, I always say that, guys. In terms of that, just be cautious of that. Focus on the volatility and in terms of that, how to capture it. Remembering that to capture it adequately requires tight stop losses. Increase your margin, guys, only with a tighter stop loss, and then that requires you to focus on what? On your precision. Remember your capital control line. Remember your fire and ice. As I look at expanding, right? As I look at expanding the specific technical know-how that we're involved with, understand what? Understand that it's not just natural to look at this screen and be like, oh, I got exactly what's going on, right? There's a lot involved here. Your charts are going to look different this time next year than they looked, guys, this year. You know that. This is a nice, waking you up to some nice profits here, essentially, isn't it? Yeah, you're in the money? I know you are. Congratulations. Now, how many traders are just going to look at this and say, well, you're in the money, right? It's a foregone conclusion, literally a foregone conclusion. I know you're in the money here. Nice, isn't it? Bravo, bravo, bravo. Case in point is what, guys? Case in point, 2023 has been awesome. I couldn't be more thrilled to be a part of a group. Guys, I just couldn't. And I'm really excited about 2024. I am so glad that we have strong personalities, strong members in our, just guys, in terms of the strength of our group. I almost feel like it's like a team, right? But we have that. If I look outside, I may just get naturally annoyed or disappointed. I don't know, guys, because we have such strong people in our group. That may be something for me to deal with today. I doubt that that's it, because I think that through efficient and guys and a strong hiring policy, you know, I think that great things can be done probably almost anywhere. So I'm not going to let that be an out that, hey, we're so great, it just seems like the rest of the world is operating at a deficit. Although I can give you guys the compliment that, at least in comparison there too, that a talent I see on the field, you guys take the cake, take the trophy, take the whole party. It's yours, period. That's VIP. That's honest. That's me just talking to you guys. So I've worked with a lot of big guys, so maybe that's me being honest with you and saying, hey, it's been great to be around in 2023 and to kind of be at the front of this ship. Let's keep it going, and let's maintain the rules, the decorum, in terms of rules and decorum. Stop loss is the bottom line. In terms of directionality, in terms of the trade tactics we're deploying, never being overexposed. If you're not in profit yet on these moves, and in terms of the specific difficulties within a target, over, under, back off and back down on your trade amounts. That's just what I'm going to recommend. You do what you feel you need to do, but I'm just going to say until you build the profile. We're very big on building a profile with an exchange, meaning Yes, you execute hundreds of trades until you know yourself, until the exchange literally knows you. It knows how you're going to trade, right? The first number one I hired from, this was a long time ago, but from New York, was what? Well, what did he tell me? And I looked at him like, really? And I didn't understand it then. I'll save that for later. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later, guys. I'm gonna let you go. It's about 30 minutes. But in terms of that exchange is watching what you're doing. They're watching what their top traders are doing. Okay, and if you don't know that, you need to get plugged into that fact. The exchanges are watching what the number one traders are doing. Okay, if you start to stand out at an exchange, it's going to be obvious, guys. They're in the money-making business, is what an exchange is in the business of. So if you start doing really well, they're going to pay attention to you. They're going to watch your trades. They're going to know who you are. The exchange is going to know who you are. So when I say we build a profile with the exchange, when we deal with the exchange, I'm just steeped in historically, I've just been steeped in that relationship, were it to be surely digital or otherwise, performance-based or otherwise, with the trader or the trade group or a hedge fund and the facilitated exchange instrumentalities by which things are executed, okay? The top dogs are known, okay? Sometimes the top dogs are followed, right? From places that you wouldn't really expect that to be the case. So those relationships, the profile that you build with an exchange are extremely important. They're very important, as well the skill set that accompanies your repeated steps into the market as you were to work into better frames of tactical operation. We're excited about the incoming year, and nice to see the drop, isn't it? It's nice to see the drop. As we see it, it's nice. Why? Because our tactic is accommodating profit as we see the drop. Down through the 45, guys, the 43, let me move that, looked like a 5, 43, 4, 3, 6. Now, the question that you get into is within the dynamic of a mid-level at a 500 level instead of, say, a clear, let me adjust these so that we can see the actual price targets and, let's see, price targets and profits. Did I click that on? I did. Okay, so the price target of 43,000, looking at the 43 to the 44, to the extent that you would want a 45, okay, to the extent that you would want a 45, you can go on your CPI and you can type in, you can change the colors, change the layout, you can change everything you want to on this. But to the extent that you would want the 43.5, I'm all over the place with pricing. Here we go, 43,500. Just type it in. One of the I'd say more distant ones. To the extent that you want a 43.5, lock it in, trade it. To the extent that these are costing you, guys, in terms of the interchange here, and you're trying to limit, or you're working on the balance of the equations of, say, trade 1, 2, or 3, or let's say if you're approaching for multiple trades, or your guys, between the fire and ice accompanying trades and this specific framework, to require a breakout up and over, it's essentially a variation of a pattern trade dynamic, okay, of a pattern. If we were to look at the patterning requiring a breakout, to the extent that you can trade, and I know that you can, a pattern breakout, to the extent that you can actually say, okay, I've got a pattern level of resistance, I'm going to trade the breakout, to the extent that you can trade a breakout, you're going to be very hard pressed to convince me that you can't trade a level. If you can trade a breakout of a pattern, there's no reason that if you put the time in and work a bit on the level of tactic here that you can't trade, for instance, the 43,500. How could it be that you could trade a pattern breakout, right, but then you couldn't trade a level? How could that be? Guys, it doesn't make sense. So I just want to re-encourage you on your capturing the volatility. I'll remind you as we look into the details here, and that was just a quick way for you guys to understand. You can adjust and add in those 500 spots if you choose to. They're set up in $1,000 increments on your CPI. Guys, it's only for our group. That's just it. You guys know that's short list. It's a good list. It's how we like it. So in terms of the specifics here, what we're going to say is you can add in the 500, but looking at, you have to be able to trade a breakout level. And that's dependent upon, yes, your skill set, yes, the asset, the liquidity, right? So in terms of that, also the exchange, we would say, just in any other kind of maybe lifestyle considerations. Are you going to be there present? Is it going to be something that one day is automated, right? So we'll continue to reinforce capturing volatility. And I zoomed back out just to remind you guys, boom, Wasn't that beautiful? That was one of the most exciting moves this month, was it not? A short was one of the most exciting moves this month. And why was it exciting? Because we nailed it. Bravo, bravo, bravo. And that's the last 2 weeks. It looks like the last 2 weeks there. And we're going to schedule out a month. We're going to include some of that preceding. But last 2 weeks, 16 days, that is, let me make sure on that, yeah, 16 days. It was just beautiful, one of the best moves, the last, and if we've been sideways since here, we'll call that, 16, 17 days, a little over a couple of weeks. Just incredible to catch the drop. So in terms of the tactic, I'm more excited to see, I have to say, guys, or equally as excited, not just to see the volatility, but to know that we're catching a move, bam, like that. That's a big deal. I've always said that the market's very particular about who it allows to short. It just is. They're not always easy to pick up. It's not easy to do. Being exposed to some of the tactics that we're directly engaged in now are helping the equation. So if you're trading that 43.5, congrats. To the extent that you're looking just for larger incremental moves, over and under, fantastic. To reinforce kind of where we're at, we'll just reinforce this very quickly in terms of the actual pattern framework. Then I'll let you guys go. I'll go hit the specific, guys, the standard iron for the morning. The issue with this pennant is the following. Really the issue is there's underperformance here. There's a lot of white space here. So we just have a few deficiencies as we were to look at this. Can I cram this in down here? Sure. But then I'm not really symmetrical, am I? If I cram this down into here, I'm not really symmetrical on that 4 hourly, right? So it's like it kind of wants to breathe a little bit more to establish that symmetrical, perfect symmetrical look. So the market is assessing this re-hit at this level in line with saying, okay, fine, but you've got a double bottom here to the extent that we're up, out, and over and running into some, let's just say some congestion here to the left, lateral congestion. The point is the following, that we have a deficient, we have a pennant with defects, right? It's just not ideal. We know it just goes without saying in terms of the carry up feature, you know, the specific ultimate here, 48,779. The question is more about how can we get there? What's the next level and threshold? Let's just say threshold to beat the 44K and the obstacles that are in our way, right? To get up and over that specific questions being brought into play here. And we brought this up in the back, but yeah, the same questions being re-identified here. Now we just got this drop here. We have the move to the upside down, handoff from bears to bulls to bears to bulls. Bulls can engage this and formulate a nice symmetrical triangulation. You see how this micro 15-minute differentiates from what, guys? Differentiates from the specific macro, the big picture that we just saw. Okay, we have a nice move to the upside, downside, upside. Okay, so the bears to bulls, the bears to bulls. We have, let's just say 2 scenarios right now. Really, maybe 3. Let's go. We can count this 3 specific scenarios because we have a double top. Anytime that you see a bullish pattern, I want you to reinforce the fact that we could operate with a double top. Make yourself do this even on our volatility expressions, even on those bell patterns that we hunt down. Okay, taking a look at the double top formation here. Boom. Okay. Watching this level here, always on a bullish pattern. That's going to be thrown into the mix of the pennant, which is clearly evident with the move to the upside. The symmetrical consolidation, bulls need to reinforce that 43.5. Looks like they are so far. Taking a look at the specific fallout procedures, we like when a pennant turns into a flag, okay? Careful in this zone on the flag pickup. Why? Because you also breached the specific, and one complication we don't always talk about, but you breached that specific midline for that double top formation coming back to the level of support. So this is a great level to own. As you guys are starting to understand that concept, these are great levels to own. Yeah, the 44,000 is what? Is a great level to own. You guys agree? Yeah, great level to own. If you want to own it from 44 to 43, beautiful. That 2%, it's worth something. It's nice, guys. It's a nice, when you capture an asset, or when you can get a hold of an asset that is just phenomenally volatile and you can trade it, it has liquidity, and you have a profile for trading it, that's a sweet setup, guys. That's all you can ask for in the market. So aside from all the macro critiques or specific critiques, I wish Kathy and ARK Investments nothing but the best in 2024. I hope the SEC knocks it out of the park Honestly, I hope they get everything they want and provide awesome new products to all the retail crypto investors. I hope all the best, even down to the senators, everyone else, the ones that like to day trade. They may be getting a bad rap. Let's just end this on a perfect note. Maybe the senators who are actually trading, do you guys think maybe they're literally tied into their cell phones? Maybe they just have a problem day trading. I hope if that's the case, that they continue to day trade and enjoy their lives in the United States government. What else can we say in terms of this? I hope the residual of 2024 goes off without a hitch. In terms of Tesla, I hope Elon doesn't have a single controversy in the entire next year. What else can we hope, guys? We can go on and on. We can. But the big thing, beyond all that speculation and beyond all those hypotheticals, is I know we're going to continue to knock it out of the park. I know 2024 is a bigger, stronger, just, guys, a rock and roll, strong, kind of stronger, great advancement in terms of what we are trying to accomplish long term. It's that next great step we're going to take. I just know this, okay? If you have any doubts and you are a trader, okay, and you are in this group, you need to wake up. You need to get with the program. You need to get with the program. So in terms of that, that's my level of inspiration today. We finish out Q4 very strong, very, very strong. And in terms of the commentary on the micro futures, etc., I'm going to invite you, before I do speak and conclude it with an authoritative, anything aside from just first impressions, guys, and a detailed impression on the products and their materials and such, I will invite you, if you've traded micro Bitcoin futures or had exposure to Bitnomial, please contact me. Please, you've got the email that's there on the YouTube page. I would love this specific video to be driven to some people who might have some experience with the micro Bitcoin futures or Bitnomial, maybe who would even work at those companies and say, hey, fine, well, this is maybe a better page for you to look at. It explains the products even more clearly, right? Because right now I just see a lot of disadvantage, literally disadvantage with a few of the proper clauses that are thrown in for the legalese. And I don't want to be in a market like that. I don't want the nature of Bitcoin, its volatility, and our ability to participate in the volatility to be constricted with lackluster products. I want it to be something that is foundationally sound. Yeah, something that's foundationally sound is something that we can look at and be like, that's going to be a great thing to trade, right? That product, be it Bitcoin, guys, it's Bitcoin, but it's going to be a great thing to trade. I can't wait till we can trade that, because we're already very happy trading. That's just the bottom line. So that's what we can hope in 2024. This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader. Let's go get it. Fourth quarter, guys. It's fourth quarter. I want to shout out to all our overseas dev teams, groups, etc., that are hard at work, and yeah, from UK to Tokyo. And we'll get in the mix, guys, in terms of maybe some good announcements that'll be coming in the first couple of weeks. Who knows, guys? Who knows? We'll see. We'll put things on the drawing board and see how they come up in terms of 2024. It's going to be a brand new year, but this one's not over yet. Remember, do not let your day trading ruin your holidays. And please make sure that don't let your holidays ruin your day trading, right? That's going to be the balance we're looking for. Just a level of encouragement, me to you. Let's go get this done. This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader. Nice volatility, nice pay on the short for 44K. Guys, we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.